Literally speaking, the word confidence comes from two Latin words, con and fidere. I'm not Latin, or I don't speak Latin, so I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. I don't really know. But those words mean with intense trust. So it makes you wonder, with intense trust in what? And it's not to have intense trust that everything's going to go perfectly, because that'd obviously be crazy. Not everything doesn't always go perfectly. There's going to be ups and downs. But to me, it's with intense trust in yourself. Meaning that it doesn't matter whatever life throws at us, because we know that no matter what happens, we can handle it, and that at the end result, we'll just get stronger from it. You can think of any time you've gone through something hard in your life, you found a way to get through it. Unless you're somebody who's been coddled and like your parents took care of everything for you, you have these memories of something bad happened to you, and you were able to overcome with your own ability. And that's, if you can remember those times that happened to you, and know that you're capable of doing that no matter what happens, because you can. If you couldn't, you'd be dead by now. So, but knowing that is, and being capable of having that intense trust in yourself, knowing that no matter what happens, you'll be able to get through it, that's confidence. And this kind of brings us back to one of my older videos about developing anti-fragile confidence, and kind of gives you an explanation of why you need that. Because being able to become stronger from your experiences, and then knowing that you're able to get out of it, is the best way to be able to be confident in any situation. And so you obviously can't just make confidence appear out of thin air as much as we like to, because it's going to be a long process no matter what. So this is why I always say we need to give ourselves evidence. If you're able to provide evidence, like I was just talking about past experiences that have been hard for you, but you were able to overcome, that's giving yourself evidence. If you were to just walk around like, oh yeah, I'm confident, like, and you don't truly believe, but you're saying it, you don't really believe it. But if you can give yourself evidence and it lets you believe it, there's no reason to not be confident, because you have all these things that have happened to you. That's what leads to the development of confidence. Whenever you have a bunch of small wins, they build into you, and that's what makes you confident. It's all these small things that happen, and they start seeping into your self-image, and develops a confidence that's like basically just unbreakable. There's a Henry Ford quote that says, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right." And that's basically confidence to its core. If you believe you're able to do something, you're going to be able to make it happen. And that's part of providing evidence. But if you know you can make it happen and know that you can do it, it's going to happen. And if you think you can't, there's not a chance in the world that you're going to make it happen. I mean, I say not a chance, it's possible, but your odds are so much lower than if you were to picture like a sports competition. Maybe we'll say you're a wrestler. Let's say you go into this wrestling match and you see the other guy and you're like, dude, he's about to beat the fuck out of me. you see this guy. And if you're going into it with that mindset, you're not going to be playing your A game. You're going to go in there expecting to lose, basically manifesting it, and it's just going to happen. You're going to lose. But if you go into it with like this killer instinct, like, okay, I've done this before, I can win this. I can beat this guy. I'm gonna beat this guy. Your likelihood of winning is going to be so much higher. So keep in mind that quote, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Because the odds are going to be in your favor if you think you can. And that goes with anything, whether it's approaching a hot girl, whether it's making a new friend, whether it's starting a new skill that you're trying to develop and get good at. If you think you're capable of getting good at it, think you're capable of getting the girl, think you're capable of making the friend, you're going to be able to do it, right? So always have the mindset that no matter what you're trying to do, you're capable of doing it. And I do this, whether it's me being serious or joking. I never say I can't do something. I'm always going out and saying that I'm able to do this. You can't even think I can't, because if I go into it and I know that I probably won't be able to do something, the way I think about it is, okay, right now I can't do something. But if I put enough time into it, I know that for a fact I'm capable of doing pretty much anything if I put enough time and effort into it. Albert Bandura is a very famous psychologist, and he says that there's 4 primary ways to develop self-confidence. And he says those are mastery experience, social persuasion, vicarious learning, and physiology. And mastery experience is basically just past success. It's something I always talk about and always preach in a lot of my videos. It's kind of like just keeping up with your small wins and big wins to boost your current confidence, basically. You remember all the small things that happen and the big things that happen that were successful for you, and that builds up over time and just makes you more confident. Especially if you keep it in mind and remember those wins, it really makes you feel a lot better about yourself, and the confidence just kind of explodes over time. And whenever I just keep saying provide evidence to yourself, this is basically what I'm talking about. Whenever you're going through a current challenge, something you're struggling with right now, you can think back to these past times that you've overcome whatever the challenge was, and that's giving you your evidence, your proof, and shows that you're capable of overcoming whatever. Now, vicarious learning is basically seeing someone else achieve the success that you want. And the basic idea here is pretty much, if they can achieve it, then I can too. And you gotta know that. You can't just say it, you gotta know that. And like, fully believe that if they're able to do it, then you can too. And the key here is you can't be envious of it. You can't be jealous of them. You gotta just be happy for them and for their success, but know that you can do it too. And social persuasion is one that people don't really talk about as often, but it's basically someone around you who tells you that you can achieve success, whether it's a parent, a friend, like a close friend, a girlfriend, or shit, a coach. Even me, I do coaching on the side, so you can do it, man. If you want a coaching call, link in the description. Now the thing with social persuasion is that it's not just people around you. You can persuade yourself through positive self-talk. Like, it's in your head. Like, tell yourself you can do it. Tell yourself you can make things happen. And it's basically just always constantly reminding yourself that you're capable of achieving what you want to achieve, and that, again, you have the evidence to prove that you're capable of doing these things. Now with social persuasion, keep in mind that it's not just the people around you who can make you better. You can use social persuasion to help your friends achieve more and also make them more confident and know that they can do these things as well. Like, basically what I'm doing to you right now. I'm telling you that you're capable of these things. I'm being someone who's using social persuasion. So keep in mind with this, you're able to use it in those people around you in your life who are important to you, and you can help them be better too. Now physiology, basically how you act, your body language, your actual body, all this, right? So if you want to be a successful person, you walk, talk, act like someone who's successful. If you want to be confident, you walk, talk, act like somebody who's confident. So basically, to sum it up, just walk, talk, act, breathe, carry yourself like the best version of yourself, the person you want to be, and your confidence is going to improve from there because you're being the best version of yourself. You're being the person you want to be. So in turn, it's kind of raising up your confidence. Just don't make it like, don't be the guy who's like obviously faking it, because you wouldn't even believe it. Just try to make it actually part of yourself. Whenever you do these things, just remind yourself it's who you want to be. So basically, the person you really are is the person you want to be. Everybody in the world has a different perception of you, whether it's your mom, your friends, all of your individual friends, around the people you meet. They all know a different version of you. They all have a different version of you in their head. So the real version of you is just the person you want to be. So if you carry yourself like this and start acting this way from now on, that's literally just who you are, because that's how you're wired. That's who you want to be. So whoever you want to be is who you are. So just keep that in mind and don't let it be like, oh, I'm being fake right now. It's literally you, because you're striving to be this way. You're taking the steps necessary to become that way. So keep that in mind, and your physiology will change, and that alone will help improve your confidence. So a couple actionable steps for you for this video. Basically, that kind of sums this whole thing up, is to ask yourself these questions. What's a past success that you can celebrate? Who has achieved something that you'd like to achieve? Who in your life has supported you, and what did they say? And what is the best version of you? How does he walk, talk, act? All these things, right? How does the best version of you carry himself, and what's the physiology there? That way you can start catering that into your life and become more of that. Because whenever you become more of that, it's gonna be more of you. It's gonna make you more confident, right? So keep those in mind, ask yourself those questions, and really be serious about them, because it could change a lot for you. But besides that, if you got any value from this video, really appreciate if you subscribe. And if you get any goals, make them happen. Hope to see you more confident.